This is Hans. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be taking my snow tires off and replacing them with my summer tires. Instead of going down to Les Schwab and sitting with like 100 other people and waiting 3 hours, especially with this coronavirus going around, I'm going to do my part to stay home, lock myself down, and do a little project to kill some time. This is going to be fun and easy, and it doesn't cost very much money at all. User manual on my car says this is a good spot to jack it up. We'll jack up the car until the tire just barely comes off the ground. Tire's up off the ground right there. You want to pop this center cap out. You use a little screwdriver like this. Pop that thing out. There's usually a little hole in most of these that you can reach in and grab it. I like to have a foam pad that I can kneel down on while I'm working. So I have that, and then basically you're just going to go through, loosen all of these bolts up and get them out and remove the tire. It's really simple and I don't want to overcomplicate it, so it's easy. Sometimes on that last bolt, you're going to just need to take your socket wrench and twist it out by hand. Now this thing's ready to come off. This was a quick time lapse of me doing all of the tires on the car, and I just thought it would be kind of fun to see how long it would take me to do the whole entire thing. I think it was only about 40 minutes total. You can see the last step on the procedure. I did go through and torque every single bolt. Now when we put the wheel back on, we can rotate it like this, and you can see inside of there when it gets right where you want it. Take your wrench, this is super important. You want to make sure that you put each one of these bolts in by hand so that you don't strip anything out. So take the time to put every single one, at least start them by hand, and then you can take your T-wrench and you can Indy 500 that thing. Make sure everything is snug. You don't want to tighten everything down until you get the car down on the ground. So snug everything up. You'll remove your jacks and get the thing down on the ground. And you're going to need a torque wrench with a long socket so that you can get it in there like this. If you don't have a long socket, you could just use one of these with an extension, just like that. Same thing. So either way works great. Refer to your user manual to figure out what the foot-pounds would be for your wrench. You loosen it up. You can twist this thing left and right. And more than anything, it's just about consistency. And then to finish it off, you just pop this guy right in there like that. Clean up your mess. And you're done. So really, it doesn't take that much. By the time I loaded these up, put them in my car, went down to Les Schwab and waited for them to do it, I'm way ahead, trust me. The main two things that you really want to make sure to focus on when you're doing this is you don't want to cross thread your bolts when you're putting them in. Take the time to put them in by hand, use the wrench by hand. Don't just grab an air ratchet or some kind of ratchet tool and just start drilling them in. You're gonna cross thread them, you're gonna have problems, I guarantee it. Take the time to do that. And then the other big thing is you want to torque everything down. So each bolt needs to be torqued to the same tension. So on my car, it's a little less than 80 foot-pounds, but they're consistent all the way around. And what that does is it keeps your rotor nice and straight. If you've got one or two bolts that are tighter than the other, as you're driving and those rotors heat up, it's going to tend to make them bend, and then you'll get a whole bunch of vibration when you're braking, and you don't want that for sure, because then you're going to have to replace your rotors, and it's not safe to be having that vibration when you're braking. So this is actually a pretty easy job. I would say that probably anybody could do this. You can go down to Harbor Freight and spend $100 and get yourself a jack and get a T-bar and get yourself a torque wrench, and you probably have some sockets laying around that probably will already fit whatever you have on your car. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to get into this. I do this twice a year because I have to change my snow tires and my spring tires, so it's worth it for me. First of all, I don't want to load up my tires and have to go to Les Schwab, sit in a crowded room full of people waiting 2 or 3 hours for my tires to get done, when I could just do it here at home. You're actually kind of learning something, which is fun, and you get to be outside doing something instead of sitting inside just waiting for this coronavirus thing to pass. Keep yourself busy and time goes by faster. So try it yourself. And if you do screw it up, call a tow truck. Call me and I'll call the tow truck for you. Just kidding. I'm sure you guys can do it. It's not that hard. I hope this video was helpful and it taught you a little bit of something or gave you the courage to try this out. If you guys like what you saw, subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you want to, and you will see me in the next video. All right, we've got the tires on. Let's give this baby a test drive, see how she does. Nice and quiet down the road. It's looking good. It's not pulling or doing anything weird. I think we did a good job.